In today's video, we're exploring a variety of things to do in Oklahoma City. This is the last video in our Oklahoma travel series. Come along with us. We're starting off our final day at the First Americans Museum. Americans Museum was really cool. I was telling Mark and Joey because we went to DC together and went to the African American History Museum and Culture Museum, and the way that this is set up reminds me of that museum. How it starts with like the origin story of the different tribes and their origin stories, and then it takes you through, you know, the removal and all the terrible, sad, horrific things that happened to Native American people in our country with the European settlers and all of that, and then through kind of like the civil rights movement, reclaiming their land, reclaiming their rights, and you know how they operate now with the tribal governments. It's really interesting, so I definitely recommend that you check out this museum if you're in Oklahoma. We're gonna head to a few other things in Oklahoma City today, but first we're gonna stop and get some lunch at Tucker's Onion Burger. We're going to make a stop at the Oklahoma City National Memorial first before we go at lunch. They do have a museum that you can tour here as well. I've heard really great things about it, so it's another thing that you could do when you're in Oklahoma City, but I think our kids are a little museumed out for this trip, so we're gonna skip that. I was telling the kids that I was probably their age. I can't remember if I was in middle school or high school when this happened, but how it was all over the news.
It shook the faith and the innocence of our country. But I think the other thing that happened was the way that we responded. We rebuilt so quickly and so beautifully.
This area is called the Field of Empty Chairs. There's 168 chairs here representing the 168 people who lost their lives that day. One more stop before I promise we're heading to lunch this time at Tucker's. We wanted to come by and see the state capitol since Oklahoma City is the capital city of Oklahoma. Tucker's was delicious. I really like their fries. Like, I know that the burgers is what they're famous for. Onion burgers have a history in Oklahoma that goes back to the Great Depression era, where they used onion as like filler to make the meat last longer. They're delicious. I made a joke to Mark inside that, like, well, I guess if this is how you have to suffer through the Great Depression.
Milkshakes and all.
a little different now, but the burgers really were so good. I can understand the hype. Now we're actually planning on just going to like the shopping mall because it's tax-free weekend and we have 5 kids, so it's a great time to do like back to school clothing, shoe shopping. So we're gonna do that for a little bit, go back to the house. It's our last day here in Oklahoma, and so we're gonna swim in the pool one last time, hopefully, and eat up all of our leftovers that we have in the fridge for dinner time before we have to leave tomorrow. But hopefully we're gonna be able to go to one more place in Oklahoma City later on tonight, and we'll take you along. Our last stop in Oklahoma City is at Bricktown. This is a very popular place, especially in the evenings. It is a little bit touristy, but there's quite a variety of things to do for people and families of all ages and interests. Somebody with a pet snake.
Where? Over there. There's another snake.
We're touching the snake. Like I said, quite the variety of things to do here. They had an outdoor mini golf, an arcade, lots of shops and restaurants and things to explore if you're sightseeing. But what we were here for was the Bricktown water taxi, which is a really unique way to see this area of the city.
If you do fall into the canal, then stand back up because this canal is only 4 feet deep, guys. Nobody's drowning today. I see a couple of shorties on board, but nobody's gonna drown. We're all good. We just got a flotation device over here.
This tour by water taxi gives you a look at some unique art pieces and murals throughout the area, as well as a good overview of some of the restaurants and businesses that are in the Bricktown area. They also give you a little bit of the history of Oklahoma and Oklahoma City towards the end of the tour.
Those 10 stone pillars that surround him, they talk about different things in Native American culture and society, different things that really impacted and affected the Native Americans.
Now, we chose to do our tour later in the evening. They offer daytime tours as well, but we wanted to beat the heat of the Oklahoma City sun that we had been experiencing all week long when we were here during the summertime. But it does make it a little bit harder in the evenings to see some of the statues, so just keep that in mind when you're making your trip plans. That is going to be it for this video. If you missed any of our other Oklahoma or Oklahoma City adventures, be sure to go back and check them out. We will see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.